I think everybody in this room knows that Representative John Lewis is the most respected civil rights leader of our time, or for that matter, any other time. But what you may not know is he also has been a major figure in the anti-hunger movement. I might take you back a few years to the Highlander Center when you spent a week there with Peter Edelman from Georgetown Law and Lynn Parker from the Food Research and Action Center. They spent a week designing a strategy from a community organizing basis to expand the school breakfast program throughout the South. That strategy was implemented by FRAC and was quite successful. Last year he was the commencement speaker at the 14th class of the Emerson program, but he ended up with a House floor vote, and the members of the House always know it's difficult to get out of there. So he hooked up a phone outside the House floor, and we hooked up another mic, and he gave the address anyway. But then, being the class person that he is, he brought all the Emerson fellows back to the House Rules Committee with Jim McGovern, Representative McGovern, and they met all the fellows individually. He's just a great guy, and we're really happy to have him tonight because he's going to be able to speak to you about his close friend, Mickey Leland. Well, please welcome Representative Lewis.
Thank you very much for those kind words of introduction. I want to thank my friends and my beloved colleagues, the co-chair of the Congressional Hunger Center, Representative Joanne Emerson and Jim McGovern, for inviting me to speak tonight about the legacy of our late colleague, Mickey Leland. We're gathered here in the shadow of the United States Capitol to honor a man, a citizen of the world, a congressman, yes, a warrior, and a champion against the violence of hunger and poverty. As a young instructor at Texas Southern University, Mickey Leland, this young professor, this young man, witnessed poverty when he engaged in door-to-door outreach in Houston neighborhoods near his home. As a young man, Mickey Leland met the face of hunger, and he didn't like it. He became maladjusted to the problems and the conditions in his community, and he decided to put aside the comfort of his own life and get involved in the circumstances of others. Some of my colleagues in the Congress have heard me say from time to time that when I was growing up in rural Alabama, about 50 miles from Montgomery, and saw those signs that said white men, white women, colored women, white waiting, colored waiting, and asked my parents, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents about segregation and racial discrimination. They would say, that's the way it is. Don't get in the way. Don't get in trouble. Mickey Leland got in the way. He got in trouble. It was good trouble, and it was necessary trouble. So I want to thank the Congressional Hunger Center and all of the fellows and future fellows, and thank my two colleagues for getting in trouble and never giving up, never giving in, never giving out till we end hunger in America and around this globe. When he was elected to Congress to represent that same district, he never forgot what he saw. Just one man, just one human being, used his power to speak up and speak out against the persistence of hunger in America and around the world. And his words reign more true today than ever before. He said, I cannot get used to hunger and desperate poverty in our plentiful land. There's no reason for it. There's no excuse for it. And it's time that we as a nation put an end to it. My friends, the legacy of Mickey Leland still lives, and he's still speaking to us tonight. He is saying, together, we must find a way to get in the way to end hunger in our land and in the desperate cities and countrysides around the world. In paying tribute to Mickey Leland, we cannot forget his partner in this work, Bill Emerson. I remember traveling to Somalia with Bill. We saw little babies and starving children. They were just skin and bones, dying in the arms of their mothers. Mickey Leland and Bill Emerson and many of you here helped expose the world to the senseless loss of human life. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, and I know Mickey Leland would agree, there's nothing new about hunger, about poverty. What is new is that we not have the techniques, we have the resources to get rid of hunger and poverty. The real question is whether we have the will. I want to thank the CHC, and I want to thank the individual you are honoring here tonight for having the courage, nothing but raw courage, and the will to win the fight against hunger in America and around the world. Thank you very much.